It's 7:40. Let's do this. More heat, more humidity on the way. Good evening, Hampton Roads. Good evening, Northeast North Carolina. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of WTKR News 3 Television, and you are watching First Warning Live, talking about weather. First Warning Live, sponsored by Marco's Pizza. Hopefully this is pretty clear. We've enjoyed a couple of days, what I call the preview of what's going to come in August. I've been talking about this since the 17th. That was a week ago tomorrow, but I digress. I want to find out what you guys are thinking or what you're doing. I got a note here. Actually, some of these notes that I'm seeing are from yesterday, but I think they're worth repeating and putting on the screen. You know, there's nothing better, according to Sabrina Williams, nothing better than a 757 summer vacation. I couldn't agree more. I think you took the words right out of my mouth, Sabrina. Thank you for sharing that with me. I want to talk about the weather because one of the things that we are going to be talking about is this two-word expression, right? The high pressure dome. We're going to see this come back. Dangerous heat. Oh no. You didn't just say dangerous, did you? Yeah. Dangerous for your dog, dangerous for the very old, dangerous for the very young, probably dangerous for all of us. When you have triple digit feels like temperatures, but it wasn't like that today. No. It was 84. You know what's remarkable? Well, you were expecting 85. Yeah, I was. But 84. We haven't been at 84 in Norfolk since July 2nd. That's 3 weeks ago. We haven't had an 84-degree day in 3 weeks now. Going back a couple of episodes, I talked about the fact by the time we get to the 19th, 20th, it was a couple of days later, we'd have a cool spell. Now it's pretty clear to me that we're going to have probably 7 to 10 days in August where some people are like, hey, I like this. So this cool weather, record high 103, 2011, 1952, nowhere near that today. But we're going to have another round of this. But you got to get through the next several days. That's why I say it's dangerous heat. He's like, you're all over the map. No, I'm really not. We got a cool spell now. We're getting a hot spell to round out the month of July. And if I'm not mistaken, the last day of July is actually coming in a week from tomorrow, which is Christmas Eve in July. Is there such a thing? I know it's Christmas in July. I know Hampton's got some events going on. Maybe you're participating. Anyway, I got to talk about my sponsor, participating contest locations. You know, we got 5 locations that are giving away free pizza. You say that's not possible. Is that even legal? Yeah, it is. We're going to give it away. If you go to our website, easy peasy, WTKR, that's our call letters, WTKR.com/Marcos, you can enter to win. And we're giving away pizza for a year, like as in tomorrow. Tomorrow meaning the Thursday, the 24th. We've given away, 50 to 75 pizzas now in the span of just a few weeks. It's amazing. Maybe you want a Pozzoli. Maybe you're hungry right now and you're thinking, I don't know what to eat. I don't want to go through the drive-thru, so don't go to Marcos.com, grab a Pozzoli. Maybe you want a Magnifico on the right. But we're going to be giving away free pizza. That's one large, one topping pizza monthly for a year for free. I love that. And soon as we round out July, you'll be able to X marks the spot. August, September, it's like a punch card. And if you win, as we gave one away last week, we'll give another one tomorrow, you will be happy camper. But even if you don't win, you've already won just from watching this program because guess what? We're giving away free cheesy bread. Not me, Marco's, because they're very community-oriented, want you to participate. Just have some free bread, my friend. We'll throw some cheese on it. And we'll even throw in some marinara sauce. Love it. WTKR.cheesy. There's the promo code. You go to Marcos.com, use the Z in the word cheesy, and you've just now won some free cheesy bread. First 100 will get it, no purchase necessary, and only one per household. So I love the fact that Marcos is thinking outside the box. They're thinking outside the pizza box. Let's get back to the weather, because I know that some of you are like, is there any more to this stuff? Yeah, if you're interested in weather, you've come to the right place. I got to show you this. Did you know how hot it felt? I just established it was 84, but it felt like it was 90 at noon. 84. Carry the 3. Well, it felt like 90. Didn't feel any hotter than that. I was expecting 89. It was 88 yesterday. Now I'm using the Norfolk International Airport numbers for my illustration. But it felt like 98 back on Sunday. You say, I remember Sunday. It was hot. Now it's going to go back up because this little preview is pretty much played its hand. We look at the current temperatures. It is 80 in Virginia Beach, but it feels like 83. It is 79 right now in Chesapeake, but it actually is 81. How cool is that? I mean, it's not terribly hot, it's not terribly humid, it's pretty comfortable, and maybe you're watching me from your phone or an iPad or something outside. Maybe you're out on the porch. Love it. Let me know what you're doing because I want to magnify your voice. I want to just check in with you because some of the comments might be coming in and I'd like to be able to put them on the screen like I did with Sabrina just a moment ago. Want to say hi to Kim Thompson-Jones. She says, a little cooler is all what I need, LOL. I believe she's probably thinking like a lot of people. I wish we could get just some cooler weather, and you just have to be patient, because I do believe those days are coming. You won't have to wait to October. It will be significantly cooler heading into August. Now, it may not feel like August, October weather, but at least it'll be a little bit less taxing than what it is right now. So let me go ahead and put this comments on the screen here. I got some notes here. There she is. I'm always having to toggle. It's just a little bit of give and take, but here she is, and I'll put myself back on the screen. She says, a little cooler is what I need, LOL. Hang in there, Kim. You can do it. We're a hardy bunch here in Hampton Roads and Northeast North Carolina. I mean, we've been through, I say we collectively, some of you have been here your whole life. You've been through snowstorms, because I got here just after a big one. You've been through, heavy rainmakers, severe thunderstorms. You've been through flash flooding. You've been through hurricane. You've been through a lot. And I think you can handle what's coming in the next 7 days. We just got to get you through tonight and the next couple of days through July, because August is going to be here before you know it. It's probably here in about, 8 days or so. All right, so these are the current numbers. Look at this. I mean, it feels like 82 in Jackson, North Carolina, but it's actually 79. In Moyock, it's 80, feels like 83. And if you want to get real fancy, here's the 24-hour temperature change, where it's +1 or -1. I mean, compare this to where we were this time yesterday, right? In Williamsburg, it's 82 degrees, but that's 1 degree cooler than what it was this time yesterday. So I like this too, because you can play that game. It's 80 in Hampton now, but it was 81 yesterday. So you're a little cooler in Hampton, a little about even Virginia Beach. So you could compare both yesterday and today. They're pretty similar. You might agree, maybe you disagree. That's okay. I just wanted to say hi to you and give everybody a big shout out. I see Denmark's on here. He says his high today, 84. How nice was that? So I know that Denmark and Kim are not big fans of the heat, so they may actually, I don't know if they will, but they might actually put their fingers in their ears when I'm about to show them this next graphic. I think this is, the next graphic. La, 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 la. Okay, here it comes. I'm going to step out of the way. Here it goes. Ready? Ooh, is that the forecast? It is the forecast. You mean it's going to be 87 tomorrow and feel like 92? It is. You mean Friday's going to be 94, but it's going to feel like 106? It is. You mean Saturday? My Saturday's going to be 93 and feel like 104? It will. And you think it could be 94 on Sunday and feel like 108? Yes. Ding, 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 ding. That's what I expect. And that's why I probably have just lost, emotionally anyway, Denmark and Kim, because they're not fans of hot weather. And did I mention Monday, 103? These are the heat indices. Now, tomorrow's not bad of a day. It's a few degrees, 3 degrees warmer tomorrow, but it's going to be hotter in a big way. So that's why my headline from tonight's discussion was pretty simple. It was just to say that heat and humidity, more heat and humidity, they're on the way. So we're going to round out the month on this note. We're going to be on this side of the ledger. That's why I wanted to say dangerous heat. You got a comment? You got a concern? You got something you want to share? Let me know. I'd say, he wants to know. Denmark wants to know, is August going to be hot? I don't think so. No. I don't. Not if we wipe out the first 7 to 10 days below normal. It could play catch up the second half of the month, because there will be some spells. But I think historically, climatologically speaking, July and June usually are hotter months than August, even from the 90-degree day standpoint, because we only average about 8 days at 90, if I have that right, for August, and about 14.5 or 15 in July. So July is typically the hottest month. We typically see that, so it's not out of keeping of what we typically see historically. Now, the beach forecast, the other big story was that we had a high rip current risk today. Now it's going down to moderate. Yay, moderate's better than high. I'll take moderate. Low tide, that's when those rip currents typically ramp up. They tend to cycle upwards around low tide, and that's about 2 minutes before 2 p.m. tomorrow. The winds are not going to be as much easterly. Again, easterly winds will enhance rip currents, but this is more east-northeast, 5 to 10, and surf height tomorrow if you're at the beach, 2 to 3 feet. So I always like to say, don't fight the current, swim parallel to the shore. This was a real big hit when I was talking about with the kids at Camp Croc earlier this week, or last Friday, Camp Croc here at Ballantyne Boulevard. Salvation Army has a camp, and these kids, 6 to 12-year-olds, they get it. Some of them do, although they swim a lot in the pool. They have to be watched when they're out in the ocean, and of course you wave for help if you need help. But these are just some great tips, just trying to make it simple, keep it fun, and keep it straightforward. So it was high today, it'll be moderate tomorrow, and if you're visiting us from out of town, fear not, Even though the hot weather is coming back, you'll want to dip your toes, more than just toes, in the water Friday, Saturday, Sunday because it's so hot. The rip current risk will be lower on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Got a note from Marilyn Bell. I want to say hi to her. Let's see if we can put her on the screen. She says 2 words, hot, hot. She's in East Tennessee. She says, hydrate, folks, a lot. See, what she's getting in East Tennessee is coming to Hampton Roads. So Marilyn Bell, whether she knows it or not, she's a lovely lady. I've known her for years now because I've worked in Knoxville for 15 years. She's one of my Facebook fans. She was also many other things in our group, subscriber type of thing. But she would hydrate and also tell us that, hey, it's going to be hot there. It comes here the next day or two. So we're going to get this on Friday. She's already experiencing it. They're experiencing it in Memphis. They're experiencing it in Nashville, Knoxville, and it's coming to a neighborhood near you and me here in Hampton Roads. Marilyn, thank you for that. Appreciate that as we continue down the path of what's to come. Now, I want to show you the radar. This was earlier today. This goes back about 3 hours. We're in Dare County when I'm looking at this, and this is really just a few isolated showers that hit Nags Head, Wanchese, Manio, Roanoke Island, East Lake, maybe even Nags Head briefly. And there have been a few showers in the last 3 hours over places like Hatteras and Ocracoke. They've had a few raindrops come through, all under the easterly fetch off that easterly wind, which is why I said when you have an easterly wind, your rip current risk tends to go up. Now think about this. When you are out in the middle of the water and you start to get pulled out with a low current or a rip current, you can be actually moving out, 1 to 2 feet per second. They've said they've measured up to 7 to 8 feet per second based on NOAA's web pages about rip currents, which is stronger than an Olympic swimmer. But if you feel like you're being pulled out, I mean, the easterly wind is pushing this in, but when low tide, it pulls it right back out. I mean, this is an intense type of situation that it all depends on where the wind is blowing, right? Bob Dylan, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. You can see the wind. It's blowing right into Virginia Beach and giving us an easterly wind. It's because of the placement of that high, which is a fair weather position. It's given to places like New York City, beautiful weather, and Boston, beautiful weather. What's not beautiful, may I have all those who are interested in hurricanes? Now I got your attention. Could this become a hurricane? You tell me. What do you think? What do you think? Quiz. Is there any concern here? Could we have a hurricane? Do we have the makings of at least a tropical storm? Possibility? I mean, would you put a percentage on it? 10%? I can tell you right now, the National Hurricane Center has placed a 10% because it's going to be moving toward Texas. It's another one of the situations where if you're on Dexter watch, and somebody was telling me today, Dexter, have you ever watched that show? It's not a good name. It's like, I don't know if he's a serial killer. I didn't watch the show. I don't know. But Dexter, if you had someone like Hurricane Dexter, there'd be a lot of people probably boarding up in the Gulf. But that's not the case. This is not even a tropical storm. It's just a 10% chance that we could get a possible Dexter. Now, where am I getting Dexter? These are predetermined names. They recycle them every 6 years. We've already had Andrea, Barry, and Chantal. And Chantal, even though she was just a tropical depression, dropped anywhere from 5 to 10 inches of rain around Chapel Hill, North Carolina, Burlington, North Carolina, and had flooding, serious flooding. Some restaurants, I believe, closed in the Chapel Hill area for several weeks because of that rain. So even though it might not have had the big title, like a big title like Hurricane Helene or Hurricane Katrina, it was just Tropical Depression Chantal. But that did some damage, right? It's not a problem unless it's in my neighborhood. See where I went with that? My neighborhood. We're kind of like we tend to digest weather and what's happening for me. I don't care about Montana. I don't care about Alaska. You might be thinking, but sometimes weather in those places can influence us down the road. Just want to throw that out there. By the way, if I haven't mentioned it already, we've got free cheesy bread. Not we, but Marco's is giving away free cheesy bread. All you have to do is use the promo code WTKR Cheesy. Love it. All you go to marcos.com. There's absolutely nothing to buy. And you could do this right through Saturday. But I caution you because the contest stores, they're counting them up. So it's the first 100 cheesy breads out the door, and then there's no more. So make sure you get on that. And again, this is something that Marco's locally here with 3 Virginia Beach locations. Phone numbers are right on the screen there too. There are 3 Virginia Beach, 1 in Norfolk and 1 in Chesapeake, Greenbrier. And if you would like to win, and I'd like to give it to you, I'd like to give you the certificate for free Marco's Pizza for a year. Go to our webpage to register, WTKR.com. humidity.com/Marcos, and you could be a winner. I love it. All right, so we got back to the names. Dexter, Aaron, and Ferdinand would be the next names. We've shown this before, but again, I just want to put this out. If I don't put this out there, there is going to be a group of people who will come in here maybe in the first week around Labor Day, right, and say, where are all these tropical storms coming from? And I'll say, do you know your history? Do you know that they typically spike around the 10th of September? So late August, remember Hurricane Andrew back in 1992? That was the A storm. Didn't even form until like the 24th, 25th of August. And then Shazam, it was a Cat 5 hitting parts of down to South Florida. So you can get storms late in the season and then they become monsters. So you got to be aware it's late August, early September that we usually see these storms. Even Katrina was late August. So you get these storms that might not even be on the radar yet or on the satellite imagery yet, but they will form over time. Turning warmer this Thursday, that's tomorrow, with more humidity. Hot, steamy weekend ahead. Feels like temperatures are going to be triple digits, well north of 100 as early as Friday. I just kind of illustrated that a moment ago. And also, the chances for rain are limited the next few days. Oh, let's see here. Let's see here. Justin's on here. Ooh, he wants to know. He has a question. I want to answer as best I can. He said, what's the website for the cheesy? If you want the cheese, just go to marcos.com. That's Marcos. And then when you get to the checkout window, like when you say, I want the cheesy bread, and then they'll ask for a promo code. You put the promo code in there, and it's yours. It's that simple. There's no strings attached. We want you to try it. Try it and see if you like it. I love it, and I think you may like it too. So there you go, Justin. Hopefully that answers your question. Let's see. Marilyn was talking about hot weather, and I got a follow-up note from Kim. She says temperatures, and I'll illustrate Kim's pictures that she's put on Facebook. Temps are going in the wrong direction, right? They're going to be going up, and I think she would prefer it to go back down. So I just the way it goes. I understand. I'm just the messenger. I'm just trying to put that out there. And I had a feeling once I showed that image of 106 and 104 and 108 that I would emotionally lose Kim and maybe Denmark too. But just to recap, if you're just joining us, here are my headlines. It is now 7:57. My clock might be fast. I think it's a minute fast. But either way, I'm trying to stay on time. By the way, a couple of showers near Ocracoke. A lot of us are going to have dry weather tonight. If you're looking for rain, you're going to be disappointed. If you're hoping for some rain to cool you down, you're going to be disappointed because I don't see a lot in the next couple of days. Clearly with the easterly wind, they're getting some rain across the Outer Banks and down toward maybe Wilmington. There's no threat of severe weather tonight. There's no severe weather threat on Thursday. And lastly, there's no severe weather threat Friday. So these days are hot, but they're void of any severe weather in our local area. I do know we have a military presence, very large, here in Hampton Roads, in Norfolk. And I just wanted to reiterate, if you are curious, what's weather like back home? I need to know where home is. If home for you happens to be Nebraska, I'm going to zoom in here real quick just to show you we got severe thunderstorms popping all over the place in Greeley, Howard, and Nance County till 7:15 Central. There's even a tornado possible. Are you seeing that? You see that right in there? Tornado possible with considerable damage. All right, so there's a possibility there in Custer County. That's not good. And if you have family in Nebraska, Buffalo, Dawson, Kearney, and Sherman till 7:15. So I'm just looking at this. I'm just eyeballing what's going on around the map, around the country right now. This is in pseudo real time, even though I'm looping here over the last 2 hours. It's headed through Green Bay. Do we have anybody from Green Bay? I know we might have a few people from Wisconsin. I know there might be a few Wisconsin folks out there, and if you are, congratulations. But there is a severe thunderstorm warning moving through Door County. Is that a county? That sounds like something you walk through. Yeah, that's Door County till 7:30, and it affects about 22,000 people. And there's a tornado possible here, just to the east of Green Bay. Looks like until 7:15 Eastern time. So I'm just looking at this. I'm looking out after you. I just want you to know that we can do this type of thing when weather becomes more active here locally. Clearly there's more disturbed weather. We talked about this from Florida, New Orleans, and if there is some circulation growing here, if there is somewhat of a low that forms in here, it would have to come across, and it eventually will. Maybe there's a 10% chance it gets its act together. We could have Dexter watch in effect. But right now, 10% is not all that high. I'm just throwing it out there. A couple of notes might be coming in. Let's see here. Where else am I going on here? Tristan, I think he had something on here. What did he have to say? He said, Marcos. He says, this stuff makes this guy crazy. I love Marcos. because they're so community oriented. But yeah, you're right, Tristan. If we could give away some pizza, we're going to do that tomorrow. And tomorrow, to be fair, it is Christmas Eve in July. Is that even a thing? Probably not. But I do know 5 months from tomorrow, there's probably going to be a few, and I'm just throwing this out there, there's probably going to be a few of those It's a Wonderful Life movies showing on this. And since I'm such a huge Jimmy Stewart fan, with my nanny goat hair, this is my facial hair. I was out at the Chinese theater many, many years ago, and I put my hands in, they fit, but these shoes are too big. I might actually pay a tribute to Jimmy tomorrow. So we're going to give away pizza. I might even throw a Jimmy Stewart impersonation for you, but hang in there with me. I want to just get back to the maps, because what I'm really trying to do here is to keep you engaged so that you have this information. Because it's going to be hot, it's going to be humid. You say, we've been down this road before, or worse yet, I'll believe it when I see it. Do you ever do that? Some of you did that for the snow. Like when they were talking about, we're going to get like 9, 10, 12 inches of snow back on the 19th of February. Some of you, if you were honest with yourself, probably said, nah, I'll believe it when I see it. And that's okay. That's human nature. So I'm trying to tell you, believe it now or hear me now, believe me later. It's going to be super hot going into this weekend. And some of you are going to be like, enough is enough. Rainfall amounts in Norfolk, just under 4 inches. That's where we stand right now. We typically see 6. It may be hard, given the limited amount of rain I see between now and a week from tomorrow, because we're 8 days out. What do we have? Today's Thursday? No, today's Wednesday. So we have this day is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we got 8 days left. 8 days left in July, and then we're going to get cool. It's going to be like amazing. Like somebody flipped a switch and someone said, oh, that weather guy was right. Looky go there, man. You said like on the 17th of July, and now it's cool. And everybody else will be saying it if they're not already saying it now. So my point of view is that while we are in keeping with normals for rainfall, we could be moving toward a drier solution, a drier finish to the month, even though July, August, and September are typically the wettest months of the year. And some of those 30-year averages that you see here could be skewed simply because of tropical activity. If you get a tropical storm, you get a decaying tropical storm or hurricane, it could skew those numbers up. And certainly October is much drier at 3.86. All right, highs today, 84. In Norfolk, we kind of covered that. Virginia Beach had a match of 84. It was 85 in Hampton, 85 in Newport News. And as I come back on camera, just going to give you an idea that these numbers, given the fact we're going to go in the low to mid 90s, it's the water vapor, it's the humidity, it's the dew points that are going to continue to climb. It's going to make it very, very hard to function outside for any length of time. We've been down this road. I believe it was the 8th. Yeah, the 8th of July, we hit 96, and it felt like 108. So, is it out of the realm of possibility that I can expect sometime Sunday we could feel like 108 when it felt like 108 a couple of weeks ago? It's in keeping, right? So if you look at this map, we've actually had, as you look at this at the bottom right, we've had 5 above normal days and 15 below. This is usually a hot month, so you have to be well above 90 usually to get above normal. We had 90 here. This was actually normal. 90 here. 89 was normal back on the July 3rd. So we had 3 days at normal. But as far as above and below, if you're keeping track, it's 5 to 15. That's the way things are shaping up at the moment. As mentioned, 90-degree days. We had a hot start to this year. There's no question. We had a 91-degree day on April 6th. Had another month pass. We had 2 in May. Had a whopping 12 in June. With June 26th, the hottest day of the year so far. May very well be so far, and one and done, which was 99, I believe. Yeah, 26 was 99, and July 7th, or I say 7 days of July, we had July 20th was the last 90-degree day. You got a comment? Let me know. I'd love to say hi to you. I see Tristan and Justin, and Denmark is on here. He asked about a hot August. I think it'll be a bit cooler. Let's see here. Ooh, I got Tristan. He says, hurricane, what's going on here? We're not dealing with any hurricanes at this point, Tristan. We're just talking about the potential 10% chance something could grow in the Gulf according to the Hurricane Center. So that's where that has come from. By the way, Norfolk 90-degree days, typically I said 7, maybe it's 9. August typically sees 9, but 9 is a lot less than practically 15. And when you consider we've had now 22 days here at 90 this year, and we averaged 36. I think we could probably get pretty close to 14, right? If we start getting 90 starting on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday the 31st, we'll be up to 14. So, hey, it's possible. Stranger things. I don't think we have any chance of hitting 90 tomorrow. I have us at 87. So, is this normal? I guess it's pretty close. Pretty close. Temperature right now in Suffolk, 78. Portsmouth, 78, Hampton, 80, and it's 79 in Currituck. It feels great. I mean, it feels like 79 in Chesapeake. Who would argue with that? Feels like it's pretty good to me. Gloucester, 79. Say hi to you. Hope you're having a great evening here on a Wednesday evening. Virginia Beach is 80, and Manio currently at 81 degrees. But the dew points are not going to be in these values for much longer. That's the difference. When you talk about the water vapor and you're in the 60s, it feels great. I mean, it's not perfect. It's not October. I don't want to suggest it would be, but it's a lot lower than it was. And if you look at the 24-hour dew point change, look at these numbers. Some of you have lower dew points than you'd had this time yesterday, like Franklin's 2 degrees cooler. Norfolk has a drop of 2 degrees since 8 o'clock last night, and it's a flat line. It's the same, exact same 0 in Virginia Beach as it was at 8 o'clock last night. Does that make sense? But it is getting more humid, +5 in Edenton, Elizabeth City, man. So there's more humidity coming in. Higher dew points are coming into the Outer Banks. That's kind of hard, not hard to miss. But what all does this mean? I mean, when you're talking about dew points around 65, 70, it's between humid and muggy. And what we know for sure, and what was going to happen by the time we hit, say, Friday, is that it's going to pop back up. It's going to go up, and there it is, 75. And it's going to stay. It's going to stay there for a while. Some of you are like, I don't want that. And this is what I anticipate. So 70, I think, is going to be the average for the dew point tomorrow. But then it moves into, I don't know, 75 is between unpleasant and miserable territory. Territory. What, 70? Oh, 76? That's really miserable. So, Kim, if you're still watching, Denmark, you're still watching, it's going to be very humid. Very humid, bad hair days. It's the weather that you wear. You walk around, you've gone through, some of you who sweat profusely, you've gone through 3 t-shirts and it's not even 11 a.m. How is that possible? Because the air conditioning in my Jeep isn't working, or something like that. Like, if your air conditioning in your vehicle's not working, well, you're going to have another round next week or the next 8 days after tomorrow where you go, this is unbearable. I don't want it to be unbearable. And you know, when we looked at this last night, what did we see? We saw 50s. Last week, we saw some 40s in the Adirondacks, Tuck Hill Plateau. Rochester had some 40s for dew points. No more. That's all disappearing now. And we're going to have to wait till when? August. August. That's what this weatherman keeps saying, because I like to give you the best first warning live intel. That's how I phrased it last Thursday. I said on the 17th, I said, hey, you want some good intel? Come our first 7 to 10 days of August. Things could get much different, and much different in a good way, so that it's a little cooler, a little less humid, and a little easier to take. So just want to throw that out there. I want to check in with your comments. I got 82 right now. I want to say hi to Marilyn Bell and all those in East Tennessee. Great to see you on the call. Virginia Beach, been here almost 6 months, at least Hampton Roads in Northeast North Carolina. It's 80 in Hatteras, Big Apple, 76, and right now it's 85 in Columbus. Very thankful for all of you, and thank you for being here. Appreciate you watching as we continue down this road here. It's 8:08, or almost. Look at the cool weather out west. Denver's at 76. Anytime you see green in here, that's some really low dew points and cool air. There's some really cool air back here up in Canada, Quebec, but it's smoking hot. You see these 95s, 92s in Oklahoma City. This is what's coming to Hampton Roads. We could even include Nashville. All that's coming this way. And you're going, boo. But fear not, eventually some of the cool air back here in Canada will come back down. I mean, my telestration skills are not as good as John Madden, but I'm just trying to do it like the weather guy would normally do it on TV, which is usually me. But because maybe some of you don't watch TV, you only hang out on the phone, that's okay. That's why we do this, so that you can have some participation in the conversation. That's what I'm trying to do. I got another note here. It's coming in. Oh, I see Kim. She wants to say, hey, she's patiently waiting on August. I am too. I mean, I like all the seasons, and if I know mentally, if I just show you a 7-day forecast and you go, oh, it's hot, 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 and then you tune out, at least I can give you some hope that if you're not a fan of the heat, that it will be temporary. Mentally, if you know that August is going to be cooler, and I have high confidence that it will be, I think at that point, it's kind of therapeutic in a way. He's like, well, if I could just press on, if I could just press on through these hot days, there might be a payoff at the end of the month as we move into August. But that's just me. Some of you will be thankful that if this comes to pass, but I do want you to be prepared for the hot weather that's in Little Rock, Arkansas. It's coming this way. St. Louis too. Here is the future temperatures. It's now 8:09. Future temperatures over the next 10 days. Look at the cool weather here. I mean, you got to look at this and look at this just from a color standpoint. If it's really hot and orange out west, like Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, clearly there's some cooling here. This is August 2nd. I mean, do you see the yellow in Virginia? Do you see the yellow in North Carolina? Could maybe this weather guy that told me this a week ago make sense? I hope I do. I mean, I had a funny nickname in Tennessee that I don't use here, but I can tell you, there's some things to be said. Hey, I'll be out ahead of it. If I have confidence, I'll tell you. And I have increasing confidence that it gets really cool because this is August 2nd, right? It's going to be a lot cooler. Maybe upper 70s, low 80s for highs. Would that be better? When the normal high is upper 80s, normal high right now is 89. Maybe we get 10 degrees cooler. Maybe wouldn't that be something? Maybe we could keep that going for like the first 10 days of August. Some of you would be like, that'd be fantastic. I wish someone had told me. I've been telling you for a week. And I've also been telling you get free cheesy bread too from our friend at Marcos. By the way, Thursday's planner. I love this too. I mean, we did hit 84 today. I think we'll be at 84 at noontime. And it does turn warmer to 87, but plenty of sunshine, just a 10% chance that we get some rain during the day tomorrow. The temperature trend, this is again another way to look at it, 87, 94, 93. If you're only interested in the temperature, forget the humidity, stop putting your toe on the scale with the humidity, it elevates everything. But if you just look at the temperature, we are above normal for, I guess, 4 of the 5 days, because the normal high is 89, says it right there at the top of the screen. Now the heat index forecast, as I showed you at the top of the live stream, goes from 92 to 106. I mean, it skyrockets. It skyrockets by the time we hit Friday. Friday afternoon, some of you are going to be caught off guard. Like, man, I feel like I walked into a sauna. Or because it's steamy and hot, maybe it just feels like I've walked into the dead of summer. And it's going to feel like about 108 on Sunday, and any rain chances that we have would be helpful, but it's not all that convincing. When you look at 10%, 20, 30, 30, there's not a lot of rain here. If you get a shower, you'll be grateful for it, but I don't expect a whole lot in the short term. I hope that makes some sense. Hope that makes at least an idea of what we have here. See here. Oh, I got a note from Justin. Let's see if I can answer this question. He said, David, he says, do you think this will affect hunting season? Well, you'll have to tell me, because I'll be candid. I am not a hunter. My grandfather was. Went fishing with him all the time. I was a fisherman. I did that a lot as a kid. Catfish, bluegill, and all sorts of things. But my question to you is, what do you look for in hunting season? And is a cooler spell in August good or bad for elk? So let me know. I would love to know. We can have that conversation because I'll do my best to. I do know that in August, typically we see ragweed go up. And so people start wheezing and sneezing in a more pronounced way. It usually peaks around Labor Day. So we got pollen that's going to be coming up. Temperatures in August going down. I'm kind of curious to know what the hunting season's going to be. You let me know what type of environment you like. Maybe you like rainy weather. Maybe you like it hot and dry. I don't know. But we'll do our best to make this conversational. By the way, rain chances 30% Sunday. That rounds out the weekend, and 30% on Monday. Now, as far as the future rainfall forecast, you're not going to see a lot here. This takes us right through. I added another day because we have a 30% chance on Monday. So this takes us from now to 11 o'clock Monday. What, a quarter inch? We've had 4 inches. We typically see about, 6 for the month. A quarter inch is going to make up for lost time. We may have a very dry finish to this month, but we could see some storms, and maybe some of them are locally heavy. But when you look at this regionally speaking, what do we see here? We got the same time frame, about a 10th in Emporia, Richmond about a 10th, and Cape Charles, nothing measurable, maybe less than a 10th. So it's not a lot of rain heading into the upcoming week. Let's go through the Eastern Shore forecast. If you're in Saxis, 86 tomorrow. If you're in Onancock, 84, very high UV index for your Thursday. 82 for beautiful Cape Charles, and Exmoor, 83. Heading further to the Outer Banks, I see Duck about 82 tomorrow. 83 for Nags Head, Kill Devil Hills, and Manio both at 83. Rodanthe at about Hatteras, 85. You'll notice there's a little bit of a better chance of rain, kind of like what we saw today. 60 pop here, a 60% to 40% chance probability of precipitation here down across parts of Hatteras and Ocracoke. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. Let me get to the Storm Prediction Center maps and we'll wrap things up. Understanding just these colors. The isolated is dark green. Scattered, which is yellow. These are the colors we're going to focus on in the next couple of days. Even where there is severe weather, which is up to the north, to the upper plain states we go. I'm looking over here toward maybe Gillette, maybe Rapid City, South Dakota. There could be some scattered severe storms. We head further east, Minneapolis, St. Paul could have some scattered severe storms. And this is right through tomorrow morning. So this is a now cast through 8 o'clock tomorrow morning because these outlooks persist until 8 a.m. the next day. Nothing going on the eastern seaboard, even though we got wet weather down in Florida. It's not reaching severe limits, at least in their viewpoint. Now, meanwhile, severe weather threat Thursday expands into Chicagoland, isolated as it may be from Denver, north to Rapid City, south to Amarillo, back toward Kansas City. There could be isolated severe storms in Chicago. Why is that important? Well, if you're in the military, maybe if you're not in the military, maybe you're just going to be actually flying in and out of Chicago O'Hare, you might have a delay. I mean, sometimes severe thunderstorms can delay flights. That's why I wanted to show you this from a national perspective, but also nothing to go on here tomorrow in terms of storms. If you are traveling Friday, right before the weekend, there's still going to be some hot spots for isolated severe storms in North Dakota, between Fargo and Bismarck, Rapid City, South Dakota, all the way to New England. Boston, Albany, and New York City could have some isolated severe storms, as could D.C. and Hagerstown, Philadelphia, Lancaster, PA, and all the way back towards central Ohio, but nothing here. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. I'm going to wrap things up here. I want to show you tonight. We showed you a few drops down in Dare County, Ocracoke. Once you start tomorrow, mostly sunny. If there's any rain that forms, again, 10% chance. I find it interesting how the model, it's trying to discern, it's trying to sniff out the solution, and it happens to put it in Virginia Beach, Norfolk at 12 noon. Does that mean it will rain there? No. It could be in Franklin. It could be at Ahoskie. It's just the way the modeling is just trying to put together the dots, trying to connect the dots. But even these dots are pretty few and far between. 4 o'clock, it's pretty much drying up. There's not a lot to see here. We do this again, 11 o'clock Thursday night. Friday morning starts mostly sunny, but now it's cooking. It's hot. It's steamy. By 5 o'clock, maybe a stray shower of 10%. But by that point, I mean, you're thinking, can I just get a water bottle? Could I just get some air conditioning? Because I'm really sweating, and I'm sweating profusely, and I can't stop. So that's the kind of situation I see developing. Low temperatures tonight, as it's now 8:17. Mid-70s Peninsula, South Side, North Carolina at 76. Lows will be a lot cooler here. Well, where's here? I'm talking to the east of here. East of, Suffolk is going to be warmer. But the cooler weather is like Conway, Ahoskie, Suffolk. These areas are in Gloucester, upper 60s. But you're generally in the low to mid 70s from Elizabeth City to Virginia Beach. Duck about 76, so it will be a little more humid in the Cape Charles area at 73. But when you wake up tomorrow morning, if you're in Cortland, 66. Corolla 76, Moyock 69. There's going to be some variability. Thursday afternoon, we're in the mid to upper 80s. I fully expect we will be warmer than the 84 that we hit today in Norfolk. And as far as highs tomorrow, we're about 88 in Franklin, 88 in Suffolk, Elizabeth City 86, Duck 82 in Cape Charles at 82 degrees. I have us at 87 in Norfolk and Matthews, 87 Chesapeake, and 88 in Hertford. Here's your first warning, WTKR News 3 7-day forecast. So 94, Friday feels like 106. 93 on Saturday, feels like 104, and then on Sunday it feels like 108, but that 30% chance of storms may stop the heating process. These numbers in the morning are killing us. I mean, when you're in the upper 70s and you have a hard time getting below 80 or much below 80, that's what makes the feels like temperatures go well north of 105 in some cases. So just wanted to throw that out there. If you've got a comment, you have a message you want to leave me, I'll do my best to put you on the screen. I want to also show you some cool, we call them happy shots. These are pictures taken by our WTKR photographers, and I thought this was a great one from William. It looks better without me in it, so I'll show you this full screen. This is basically William Wood. He's actually Hampton, Virginia sunset. Isn't that gorgeous? Just beautiful. So much beauty here in Hampton Roads and Northeast North Carolina. This is Chicks Beach. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing this picture with us from Virginia Beach. And I love this. This was a somewhat recent photo, but I went back in the archives and I found this great one from Rico Ashby, a sunrise in Virginia Beach. Beautiful. Love this. I love it, with King Neptune. So you've got some scattered clouds and some high clouds at that. So I want to thank Rico for sharing that photo with us as well. So again, recap, first morning live, 87 tomorrow, 94, and we're going to stay in the 90s for days on end. Let's see here. I got a note from Michael. Michael, I believe, has left notes before. He says there's nothing for us as far as severe weather is concerned. That is correct. There is no severe weather for us in the short term. I will say this, Michael, and it's great to have your picture here because now I know what you look like. We will have the severe heat, right? I'll call it that. I mean, it's once you hit 105, the heat advisories will be issued by the National Weather Service. So that's their benchmark. It's kind of pulled out of nowhere. Well, I mean, there's some science to it. I mean, if it feels like 103, they're not going to have a heat advisory. But if they think you're 105, 106, they'll have a heat advisory. So if you think, why is this county under an advisory and I'm not, it's going to be hot everywhere. But I just want you to know that usually their criteria happens to be 105 and anything north of 105. Hopefully that gives you some ideas of where that comes from. And right now there are no heat advisories, but I can tell you, I suspect dangerous heat is quickly on its way. It'll be here on Friday. So there you go. Now remember, it doesn't matter if the weather is sunny. Oh, did I mention some cheesy bread? I want to say cheesy bread. Yeah, WTKR cheesy. If you're just joining us, you can get some free bread. You get some free bread. You get some free bread. You don't even have to buy anything. But there's only first 100 get to do it. You go to marcos.com. Tomorrow we're going to give away some free pizza, the certificate, I should say. This is the pizza that you could typically get. It's the Magnifico, the one topping. It's delicious. And maybe a Pozzoli if you prefer to do that once you're on marcos.com. But I think what's exciting about tomorrow, every Thursday we give away free pizza. And we'll be giving away, I think, 10 individual pizzas in addition to somebody getting pizza for a year. So you've got multiple options here. No doubt. The large one topping pizza monthly for the next year is the certificate we're giving away. All right. Thank you for your patience on all that. My name is David Aldrich. Just want to remind you, it doesn't matter if the weather is sunny or if the weather is serious. Just remember, every day is a gift and make the most of it in your neighborhood. We'll see you here tomorrow. Take care.